Welcome to our college briefing program. Today, we kick things off with Syracuse's impressive win over California, where they showcased their defensive prowess and perimeter shooting. The Orange ended their three-game losing streak with a solid 75-66 victory, thanks to standout performances from Lucas Taylor and J.J. Starling. They'll be looking to carry this momentum into their next game against number 2 Duke. In another inspiring story, we celebrate Joyleen Butler from the remote community of Kaltukatjara, who has become the first high school graduate from her community in a decade. After overcoming homesickness and challenges, she graduated from Clontarf Aboriginal College and is now dedicated to motivating other young people in her community to pursue education. Joyleen's achievement is not just personal, it's a proud moment for her entire community. Lastly, we highlight the number 1 Auburn Tigers, who extended their winning streak to 13 games with a thrilling 92-82 victory over number 23 Ole Mississippi. Johnny Broome led the charge with 20 points, while the team excelled in rebounding and shooting. The excitement among fans is palpable as they celebrate this latest victory. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. Yahoo US reports that Syracuse University's basketball team achieved a significant victory over California, winning 75-66 and breaking a 3-game losing streak. Lucas Taylor was the standout player, scoring 19 points, while J.J. Starling added 18. The Orange quickly established dominance, racing to a 9-0 lead early in the game and maintaining control throughout. Despite California's attempts to close the gap with a couple of strong runs, they struggled with their shooting, particularly in the first half, where they managed only 17% from the field. The victory sets up Syracuse for a challenging matchup against number 2 Duke next. South China Morning Post emphasizes the importance of maintaining health, especially during festive periods like Lunar New Year when unhealthy eating habits often prevail. The article highlights alarming statistics about chronic illnesses among older adults in the US and China, stressing the need for increased health education and individual responsibility in pursuing a healthier lifestyle. It underscores the significance of emotional well-being, supported by studies showing that social isolation can significantly increase the risk of premature death. As families gather for celebrations, the call is made to prioritize health and foster stronger social connections. The article also discusses the cultural practice of reducing food waste during Lunar New Year celebrations. Joseph Ting shares personal anecdotes about family traditions and the importance of minimizing waste during festive feasts. By encouraging practices like bringing Tupperware for leftovers, the community can honor the resources used to prepare meals and ensure that the bounty of food is enjoyed responsibly. Ting reflects on his childhood experiences with food preparation and emphasizes the lifelong commitment to reducing waste, not just during festivals but throughout the year. Nikkei Asia reports that Norland College in the UK, a prestigious institution known for training elite nannies since 1892, is adapting to modern needs by incorporating diverse Asian elements into its curriculum. Located in the historic city of Bath, the college offers a unique educare program that combines education with childcare. Students spend 3 years on campus learning essential skills and a 4th year gaining hands-on experience with families. The curriculum has expanded to include cooking classes focused on Asian cuisine, such as sushi, miso soup, and ramen, reflecting the college's commitment to a multicultural education. Principal Janet Rose emphasizes the importance of a broad curriculum that now includes lessons on brain development, highlighting the evolution of childcare education over the past century. In a poignant story covered by the Toronto Star, Jack Beck shone at the Senior Bowl, where he caught the winning touchdown pass and was named MVP, just a month after the tragic death of his older brother, Martin Tiger Beck, in a horrific truck attack in New Orleans. The incident claimed 14 lives and injured many others, occurring as revelers celebrated the New Year on Bourbon Street. Jack honored his brother by wearing his number 7 jersey during the game, showcasing the deep bond they shared as they both played football in Louisiana. Jack, who previously played at LSU and later at TCU, completed a remarkable season with over 1,000 receiving yards, and his emotional performance at the Senior Bowl served as a tribute to his brother's memory. The Globe and Mail highlights the recent tensions between Mexico and the U.S. as President Claudia Sheinbaum announced retaliatory measures in response to new tariffs imposed by the U.S. government. Sheinbaum's administration aims to protect Mexican interests while promoting collaboration and dialogue with their northern neighbor. The tariffs have been linked to the U.S. government's concerns over drug trafficking, particularly the flow of fentanyl into the country, as well as issues surrounding migration. Sheinbaum's government has made significant efforts to combat these challenges, including seizing millions of doses of fentanyl and detaining thousands involved in drug trafficking, as she seeks to navigate the complex relationship with the U.S. under the Trump administration's policies. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong is facing a significant crisis in its kindergarten sector, with about 40 schools expected to close by the end of the current school year due to a record low birth rate of 32,500 in 2022. This dramatic decline has led to some kindergartens receiving as few as 4 to 5 applications for the upcoming Kindergarten 1 (K1) admission, prompting fears of operational shutdowns. Education Secretary Christine Choi has suggested relocating kindergartens to areas with higher demand, as many existing schools are struggling to attract students due to their locations in aging neighborhoods. With only a slight increase in births anticipated for 2023, the outlook for the preschool sector remains bleak, with some principals expressing concern that their institutions may soon deplete their reserves and close. The Globe and Mail highlights the impending trade war between the U.S. and Canada, as President Donald Trump imposes 25% tariffs on most Canadian goods and a 10% tariff on energy imports. This decision is poised to disrupt a wide range of industries, including the auto sector, which relies heavily on cross-border supply chains. Industry leaders warn that the tariffs could lead to production stoppages and significant job losses, particularly in the automotive sector, where manufacturers may be unable to absorb the increased costs. Canadian businesses, from lumber companies to oil producers, are bracing for the fallout, with many executives calling for a re-evaluation of trade strategies and diversification away from reliance on the U.S. market. The overall sentiment is one of concern, as the tariffs threaten to escalate tensions and economic instability between the neighboring countries. The Toronto Star provides live updates on the Canadian government's response to Trump's tariffs, detailing the widespread discontent among Canadian leaders and businesses. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and various provincial leaders are expected to address the situation, with calls for a strong retaliatory response. Economic experts predict that the tariffs could shrink Canada's economy significantly, potentially leading to a recession and job losses for hundreds of thousands of Canadians. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce has condemned the tariffs, emphasizing their detrimental impact on livelihoods across the border. As the situation develops, there are growing calls for unity among Canadian provinces and a strategic approach to counter the economic challenges posed by the U.S. administration's aggressive trade policies. The Toronto Star reports on the escalating economic tensions between the U.S. and Canada as President Donald Trump imposes significant tariffs on Canadian goods, including a hefty 25% on most imports and a 10% tariff on energy products. The Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers expressed deep disappointment, highlighting that such tariffs could lead to increased inflation in the U.S. and detrimental effects on both economies. Chief economist Jim Stamford warned that up to 1 million Canadians might lose their jobs, with predictions of a recession looming. Various Canadian leaders, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, are expected to respond to this economic challenge, with calls for a reciprocal tariff approach gaining momentum. In a heartwarming story from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Joyleen Butler, a teenager from the remote community of Kaltukatjara, celebrates her graduation as the first high school graduate from her town in a decade. After 2 years away from home, she completed her studies at Clontarf Aboriginal College in Perth, overcoming the emotional challenges of separation. Joyleen's achievement not only fulfills her late mother's dream but also serves as an inspiration for her community. Supported by youth worker Tamika McMasters, she aims to pave the way for more young people from her community to access education, emphasizing the importance of perseverance and education. Yahoo US shares the excitement surrounding the number 1 Auburn Tigers as they secure a 92-82 victory over number 23 Ole Miss, extending their record to an impressive 20-1. The game showcased a strong team performance, with all 5 starters scoring in double figures, led by Johnny Broom's 20 points. Social media buzzed with reactions from fans and analysts alike, celebrating the Tigers' dominance and their impressive shooting stats, particularly from beyond the arc. As they continue their winning streak in the SEC, the enthusiasm from the Auburn community reflects the team's remarkable journey this season, solidifying their status as a formidable contender in college basketball. The Toronto Star reports that Johnny Broom's impressive performance, with 20 points and 12 rebounds, led top-ranked Auburn to a 92-82 victory over number 23 Ole Miss, extending their winning streak to 13 games. The Tigers showcased their offensive prowess, shooting 14 for 28 from beyond the arc and maintaining a strong presence at the free throw line. Despite Ole Miss's Sean Padilla scoring 29 points, Auburn's key moment came with a decisive 9-2 run that solidified their lead in the final minutes. The Tigers now look forward to upcoming home games, aiming to maintain their unbeaten record in the Southeastern Conference. In another thrilling matchup, Georgia Tech triumphed over number 21 Louisville with a score of 77-70, snapping the Cardinals' impressive 10-game winning streak. Lance Terry emerged as the star of the game, scoring 23 points and igniting a crucial 9-0 run that turned the tide in Georgia Tech's favor. After trailing by 13 points at halftime, the Yellow Jackets rallied back, showcasing their resilience and teamwork. Louisville struggled to maintain their first-half momentum, ultimately falling short as Georgia Tech capitalized on their opportunities. Both teams are set for challenging matchups in the coming week. In a somber report by the Associated Press, the Army identified Captain Rebecca M. Lobach as the third soldier who tragically lost her life in a helicopter collision with an American Airlines jet near Reagan National Airport. Known for her dedication and skill, Lobach was a distinguished military graduate and aspiring physician. Her family expressed their profound grief, remembering her as a bright and ambitious individual who touched many lives. The investigation into the crash is ongoing, with initial comments from President Trump attributing blame to the helicopter's altitude, though no evidence has been presented linking the FAA's diversity initiatives to the incident. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Turn the lights on screen. What's the latest scene? Just you and me, laugh and disagree. On the couch we sit, talk about the hits, news and bits, chat through all the fits. 6-degree chats, gotta talk about that. Like crazy chat, share where we're at. From weather change to the world's big stage, everything's fair game under our spotlight's flame. Grab a coffee quick, get your hot takes thick. We're here to mix and pick, every topic's our flick. 6-degree chat.